Alright, here's my narration for whatever day this is on my car. Lots of things going on. Took a road trip, did some work on some cars locally in Atlanta and New York. Just catching up on a little welding. I just welded in the cross members. The cross members are in. I did these little reinforcements to tie it in. Still got some grinding to do, but yeah, I got everything most of everything mocked up. Just getting a feel, getting in the car and just remembering how small the car is, which is, amazing considering I haven't been in one in a while. So yeah, working on my wiring, routing. Cross members in, and then actually I decided to go back a little bit. I'm actually reverting back to the original gauges. Once I put these in and just saw how beautiful they are compared to those other standard Smith electric. I was originally planning to go full electric gauges, tack and speedo, just because I can program it speed-wise, wheels, transmission, overdrive, differential. The other thing is my heater box. My new heater box with fresh air, way too big, way too thick, way too complicated to run the speedometer cables through it. Plus the angle drives on the overdrive always fail. I've had 2 or 3 fail. I think I'll just need to find an old one on eBay. But yeah, so I think I'm going to revert back to cable drive. Revert as in my mental plans. I haven't actually converted the car yet, but yeah. So welded up the holes in the heater box. Welded these holes in the heater box for the cables, and ended up routing the cables up a little higher through the body, just on the outside of the heater box, so it actually bypasses the heater core. So these cables are actually right. So yeah, so speedometer is attached, clears. Tachometer will actually reach around to the distributor, and of course the speedometer will be a longer cable. Gonna go back to a push button. Of course that's just mock-up. So here's the voltage regulator. Gonna run this fuse inside the voltage regulator. Kind of like to keep it in stock looking. Well, see if it stay. He stayed before. There we go. Yeah, not bad. Still stock. Still planning to run an alternator, so I'll do an alternator and then just run the fuse. I'll have to double check if that fuse needs to go battery fuse to the wiring or to the wiring after the battery. I'll double check that later. Heater line tubes. Debating whether to use the 2-speed wiper box. I need to double check to see if this even clears the vents from my bonnet. I've managed to survive without a 2-speed, but we'll see. Planning to reinforce the body holes. Still got to weld a couple of cracks. They all seem to crack here. And this is an early body that doesn't have the reinforcements If you look at most of the cars after 64, will always have these little reinforcement gussets. My car does not have that. Remove the wire tabs, if I can get them. These are the old wire tabs. As you know, you bend them back and forth enough times, they will just snap. So, saw a great video on YouTube of using washers. So, this is just mock-up test fit. So, you bend washers and then you tack weld them in place. And then you lay them in lay the wiring in the washer and you zip tie it. I always had issues with the wiring running through here. This was always sharp corners, so I took those corners down, routed the wiring so it doesn't rub on the steering column. So of course these are just temporary zip ties. I'll use bigger, better ones. But these welded washers are awesome. I actually welded one here and then decided to remove it, and it was a bitch to remove. So working on a new harness idea, completely custom harness. Here is my glove box. My little magnet. So I'm going to try to use these fuse and relay blocks and actually mount them inside the glove box, like so. Obviously it won't stick out that much, it'll be on the back side. So, relay and fuse box. Where'd my magnet go? Magnet. I was planning to put the oil gauge there. I may still do it, I'm not sure, but I think at the moment I'm gonna maybe put the oil gauge in the middle, overdrive switch and warning light next to it. Still need to fine-tune the steel transmission cover. I have an access door for the fill plug. I'll probably need to do an access door for the angle drive, because it will probably fail. Want access to that. And then I'll do a door on the other side for the clutch. Yeah, so that's about it. Oh, forgot about my radio. Thinking about doing a double din stereo right there. Not sure, still debating. So probably start doing wiring next. should have my engine back in the next week or two, but I may just sit on that and just assemble the engine after it's painted. I'll probably order suspension parts next, or paint. Maybe I'll just do paint next. Not sure yet. So, of course, I've got a dolly system on it, so once I get the frame painted, I can actually just assemble everything with a dolly. Frame number FC08620. Early frame with the hooks. Yeah, so just a little bit of welding to do, some grinding. That she looks pretty good.